Hello. Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein in the Road to 100, where today we are back in 63 stars, so we are going to run this
Checking your
mission
equipment?
for 63 stars to kind of attempt to play this more as like a combo game. So like one or two hits with their weapon, and then strike the enemy with some kind of gift, and then one hit and then a gift or two, and then another hit and then a gift or two, and then repeat over and over and over, and see how well the controls will sustain us for playing this more like a combo game. And the reason being is because sometimes, uh, it's not just about the weapon you choose or the gifts you choose, it's the full combination set of what you have running for each enemy type in each area type that you have. And
Thanks.
so in order to keep up with the speed of the weapon strikes, we're going to have gift prowess and increased gift speed, as well as potentially a gift accelerator every now and then. And we're just bringing White Mia along just for the fun.
Did something just
And so uh, this guy, we're just going to kill him for some ichor here, but you can see our ichor is very, very quick recovery here. And so I know these guys are exceptionally small and simple to do, but you will get the idea of what, of what this entire gift set will do here. And the cool thing is that you really don't run out of ichor here really at any time, because you're constantly up on the enemy while at the same time attacking. And the problem with this is you typically will have very, 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 very low stamina, and so that will be, kind of the limiting factor in all of this. Oops. There we go. Ouch. That hurt. That hurt quite a bit. So typically when you're playing Vayne, right, you are typically just trying to strike the enemy with as many physical hits as you possibly can, while at the same time not really paying attention to how many kind of intermittent gift combos you can kind of go through. There we go. And you can see that if you pair them together over and over and over, things can be dispatched fairly quickly, especially if you know the weapon types that will stagger the enemies in the different areas, more so than other times. And so for this area, Pierce is absolutely the power move here that you want to go for, because what it does is it staggers enemies while at the same time they have a weakness to Pierce, and so you're completely able to take advantage of each of the enemy types in here in order to, make them do things that they normally wouldn't be doing. Okay, and you can see that Fire Lily is also pretty good because the first strike of the dart is a pierce attack, and so you are able to take advantage of that pierce as well, while at the same time having really good damage later on. Okay, and as you see, even though these big boys have, extra amounts of damage here and everything, we're completely able to take advantage of them and destroy them very, very, very quickly. So again, the real problem in all this is just the stamina amounts that you don't have, and that's not really a problem. The problem becomes, though, when you are actually when you're actually trying to, fight a boss or something like Oliver. But because you will have, several amounts of ability over and over, ouch, okay, and you're able to constantly get gifts off or weapon attacks or the like, and each one of those will typically stagger in some form or fashion, just because of the fact that you are doing the damage type of the area in very, very, very many ways. And that's why we have the Ivory Grace here along the way, to make sure that we have ample amounts of iCore recovery from uh, dark value, while at the same time having the barrage gifts along for the ride in order to take advantage of the light gifts. And the important thing here is that we're just simply going for massive amounts of iCore recovery, while at the same time having good amounts of gift speed. Okay, so if we go for this here, like this, then we can go for this fella, and these guys just kind of explode, and typically you can't really see what's going on too much because there's so many particle effects going on the screen at any one time, and so it kind of makes for a very wacky kind of way to go about engaging. Okay, so this guy, okay, and you can see that for the majority of that fight there with him, he was just staggered and he couldn't really do much. Okay, Mia just is gonna take care of this fella for me. So it really changes the pace of the game, and it literally is make sure you pay attention to your iCore recovery and every little bit of stamina you have available. You definitely want to make sure you're hitting the enemy, because you can move fairly well enough by just regular movement sideways around enemies or bosses. And so in order to take full advantage, actually let's go ahead and rest here. In order to take full advantage of the combo system set, you absolutely need to have every single bit of stamina put into iCore recovery by striking the enemy, to ensure that you are getting one of your gifts off in order to actually offset that balance. And so it's really important that that's happening, because otherwise you will start to get to a point where you run out of iCore, and at the same time you can't attack because you're out of stamina and you're out of iCore, and you can't use your gifts because you're out of iCore as well. So it's very important that even if you have a small sliver, the smallest of slivers on your bar, ready to get stamina back, that you use it to acquire iCore again, so you can keep the onslaught progressing as well as possible. So keep that in mind if you're going for something like this. And we'll just go for some backstabs here, just to load up on these fellas right quick. And because also the Fire Lily does crush damage on the second attack when it explodes, we're able to have even more stagger potential, because it does pierce at first and then crush at the second. And so that way you're able to put two types of damage out on the enemy to stagger them here and there along the way. So it really does make for a great way to go about engaging the enemy, while at the same time, watching them evaporate right in front of you. So this is going to be fun here with Oliver for sure. So we'll see just how we do. And remember, it is about the amount of dodges that we go for here. And he will stagger obviously less than the enemies will. Okay, and you can see that we have plenty of iCore here. Oh, ouch. And that's where you run out of stamina, and it is really bad for you. But as you can see, like, it really doesn't matter, because the constant onslaught of pierce attacks, and at the same time having pierce weapons and pierce gifts all paired up together, while at the same time staggering him here and there along the way, it makes for a really crazy way to go about it. Now, I know this is the first area of the game and everything, but this is just kind of the precursor excuse me, the precursor of what is to come. And this things like this just get kind of crazier and crazier here along the way as we go.
For now, let's take it easy.
Sure, I will take it easy. And it gets pretty wild as you go through these kind of combo gift builds uh, when you are doing gifts and weapons in tandem on purpose in order to set up various strange attack interactions that pretty much evaporate enemies.
It'll take a while to get the
But
results.
this really doesn't
Easy on the
happen in
road
your
while
first
you wait.
playthrough, right? Because most of the time you are looking for gifts and you don't have them all filled out yet, and you don't have endgame weapons or anything like that. And so a lot of times, you know, these builds will only be for
Right, well, here
uh,
goes.
folks who've been through the game at least one time, minimum of one time, because you'll need all of the weapons that we're going through here at this point. My legs are falling asleep, so shout out to Floor Gang again. And being on the floor is
Remember that
definitely hard on the knees. So, anyways, we'll start up with the parking deck next, and we'll take on the butterfly and some of the fat ladies and everything there, and you'll be able to watch those fine specimens evaporate before us as well as the butterfly. Nothing as quick and fast as what Oliver was, but it will still be something on par with that because the butterfly only has around 110, 120,000 HP, and so Oliver was 72,600, 900, I believe, 72,900. And so in order to kind of, you know, boost that extra 40, 50,000 there that we need a few more punches in between there. And the thing is, with the butterfly, she doesn't stagger very much. So we'll have to take care of that as well. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. And remember, this was Estrella and kind of a strange way here of how to get ichor back while at the same time having enough ichor to fuel all the gifts that we absolutely need along the way. And at the same time, our weapon is not any kind of really awful value here at 1289 for the damage. Plus we are quick mobility most of the time, so we're getting an extra 20% on all our gifts, while at the same time getting an extra 20% here. So another like 258 damage added here for free, basically, just because we're using Swift Destruction with Hasten. So anyways, hopefully this was interesting, and we'll go through more of these combo play styles through this 63 stars, just to kind of show you guys a very different, aggressive, all in your face kind of play style. Now this will kind of fall apart at the Skull King, obviously, because he, you know, has an incredible amount of like focus bar, and so he's able to kind of get through the balance game that you really need to get through, but we'll take care of that as needed. But yeah, so you guys can kind of see where this is going a little bit, but the builds along the way, hopefully they inspire you to maybe try something different. So anyways, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you all. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.